Hello there. How you doing? Hopefully everything is going well. My name is Tony Martinez. Um, I'm the owner and founder of a company called TKO Financial Network. And if you're watching this video right now, it's because you recently came on board, okay? And you've been given a little bit of a challenge. The challenge is to go through contracting, get that process started. If you haven't gone through contracting, go through pre-licensing and get your license. And today I'm about to give you an orientation video before we actually meet face to face. Okay, my hope and wish is that you and I get a chance to meet face to face. But if not, it'll be one of my VPs that are running their own agency, one of my certified trainers. Either case, I'm here to give you a jump start. We live in a world that is technology based, and we have the pleasure nowadays of being able to watch videos like this and get a leg up without feeling like you have to wait on somebody's calendar. So a couple things have happened thus far. Number one, you gave some of your information to somebody at our firm, okay? Whether it's directly inside of TKO or one of the agencies that have partnered with us, and you've received a welcome email. And in that welcome email are two things. One is a website that you're supposed to subscribe to, which is our website, tkofinancialnetwork.com, right? So you've gotten that website. And you've gotten a link to a YouTube video that gives you instructions on how to begin contracting, okay? I want you to know something. To me, it's very important to see how urgent you are. It's very important for me to say how urgent you are about turning on that license. And if you're not licensed, getting licensed, because here's the reality. 90% of the products and services that we happen to offer in the financial sector require a license. And if it's serious to you to help families in your community to make more money, then getting that license is going to be your number one priority if you're not licensed. And if you are licensed, and you've got to give about an hour or so invested time to finish all the contracting needed before we sit down for an orientation. Okay, so if you're watching this video, it's because you've already done that. You've already requested access to the TKO website. You've already gone through the 4 steps for contracting. You've already submitted all your paperwork. You've already emailed my licensing team letting them know, hey, listen, I'm ready to begin licensing. I've already done X, Y, and Z. And now you're saying, hey, I've done contracting. I've done licensing. What is next? You're probably already on my Voxer application. So I'm going to tell you right now, grab a notepad and a pen. Grab a notepad and a pen. If you need to pause this video at this current moment, so you can grab that notepad and pen, go do it. Okay. And then when you come back on, the first thing I want you to write on the top of that, put an asterisk, put a star, highlight it, whatever it is to make sure you message me personally on Voxer after you've seen this orientation. All you got to do is just ampersand, the @ right, tag me, Tony Martinez. I just finished watching your orientation and I'm ready to get started. That way I at least know you're in the right place where you need to be. Okay, fair enough? Okay, good. I'm going to share my computer screen. We're going to go through an orientation right now as though I was talking directly to you. We're spending some time together because my job in an orientation is to give you a strong baseline, okay, a strong foundation. You cannot build an empire on a weak foundation. So, although what we're going to talk about today is not going to be submitting business, it's not going to be, leads, it's not going to be anything like that. Although we're not going to be going out to the field working this big case that's going to pay $10, $15, $20,000, this foundation is going to give you the ammunition, the tools, the confidence, and all the things that you need in order to start building your business brick by brick by brick by brick by brick, okay? A little bit about me so that you know, okay? I've been in this industry now for close to 17 years, okay? I came from the south side of Miami. So if you're thinking to yourself, man, I don't come from good backing, I don't come from a wealthy family, listen, that's me. That's me right here, okay? My parents immigrated to this country. They believed that the American dream was to go to high school, get good grades, go to college, graduate, and you'll find this amazing career. That's the path that I kind of took. I went to G. Holmes Braddock Senior High in the south side of Miami. I then went to the University of South Florida in Tampa. I studied originally to be a doctor. I was a chef by trade. So for those of you who are cooks and like to cook, respect, that's my passion, cooking and riding motorcycles and my dogs. Those are my 3 passions outside of my children: cooking, riding motorcycles, and my dogs. And obviously, like I said, outside of my children, I love my kids. But I got into this industry not because I wanted to make a lot of money. Making a lot of money was a residual. It was kind of like you naturally will fall into this path My reason for getting into this industry started back in 2005. In 2005, my dad, who was the main breadwinner in the household, doesn't make more than $30,000 a year, doesn't have a high school degree, was working a job to support an entire family, was all of a sudden hit by a waste management truck on his way home from work and disabled for 2 years because of it. Now, he thought he had his finances in order. He thought he had his 401k, he had his life insurance, he had his disability, he had all this stuff. Unbeknownst to him, he didn't have the right type of insurances. And when he needed the money, it wasn't there for him. So me, being the oldest of three, I had to drop out of school, move back from Tampa down to the south side of Florida. And I had to work 3 different jobs to replace my dad's income and replace my mom's income. You might ask why. Here's why. My mom had to become his caregiver. So although he's not working, he needs help. My mom has to become his caregiver. So I'm replacing his income and my mom's income for a total of 1.5 years. My resume said all I could do was cook. So that's what I did. I cooked. I worked at 3 different restaurants. So I came into this industry, and I'm not telling you the story to give you a sob story, because here's the reality. My dad is recovered. He didn't 100% recover, but he's as great as he can be. He's happy. He's healthy. My family is healthy. I've been blessed with this industry because of that trial and tribulation. This industry came to me because I decided I wanted to learn about finances. I wanted to learn about money. I wanted to learn about, what were the rules that most middle Americans don't know about. And then once I learned them, I want to make sure that I run a business that allows me to teach middle Americans about the rules of the money game. Okay. And if you notice what I just said, I wanted to run a business. This is an entrepreneurial opportunity. This is not about you guys wearing a shirt that says TKO Financial Network. No, TKO Financial Network is my company, my back office for your business, your company, your agency. Whether you want it to be a one-person agency, you run a private practice the way that I did my first 6 years. I was a private practice financial advisor, wasn't recruiting, wasn't building. I was just finding clientele, helping clients with their finances, increasing my book of business and creating that type of a model. Or if you want to be an agency owner, you actually want to open up a storefront facility with 7 to 10 different agents, knowing that every time one of your agents, doesn't matter which one, makes a sale, you're going to get an override, a spread. And if you make a sale, you're going to get an even bigger commission. If that's the kind of person you are, we are your back office to be able to do that for you. So maybe you're a part of a different agency. Maybe you're a part of a different VP team. Maybe you're direct to me. I'm not exactly sure. But the goal here is to get you to one day incorporate yourself. Not just have a license personally, but to have a license that you can use on the corporate side as well, to have your corporation receive commissions and build something that you can leave behind for your family. Build a residual income stream that generates passive income for you from life insurance sales, from credit repair sales, from e-commerce sales, from the distribution of products through the recruitment process of agents, not just any agent just because they have a pulse, but someone that actually wants to work, someone that actually wants to get a license, and someone that actually wants to progress in the community. So with that story said, let me give you now this orientation. All right, I'm going to screen share here real quickly and go through a couple things for you here. Obviously, you've gone through this website already. You have access to this bad boy here. So let me kind of go through it. And here's the one thing I will tell you, okay? This business, this industry, it's a huge elephant. I mean, it is a mammoth of an elephant, okay? There's absolutely no way you're going to take down this elephant in one bite. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not. My job is to help you absorb this elephant, but you're going to do it bite by bite by bite. And the bites that I'm going to give you are the bites that you need now. And the bites that I'm not giving you are the bites that you don't need now. I'm going to give it to you in steps. I'm a very structured person. You're going to learn that about me. I'm very action structured type of a person. So I want to put systems in place and then go right into action. And so my job in all of this is to build you a foundation and then take you from contracting that you've already accomplished to commissions, contracts to commissions as fast as possible. The fastest right now in record is 2 weeks. 2 weeks from point A, when someone submitted their contracting paperwork, to point B, where somebody received the commission direct deposit into their bank account. Let's see if your competitor want to break that record. But let's first start with this foundation, okay? So number one, you've already created this account. You can already log in. You'll see your username right up here. I encourage you, put a picture of yourself, okay? Use this website as a great marketing tool for your clientele and for possibly your agents, because just because they don't have access doesn't mean they're not going to be able to see all of these top things right over here. They'll be able to see an about us. They'll be able to fill out a form if they're interested in the career opportunity. They'll be able to learn about our products and services. They'll be able to learn about our agencies. I'm going to highlight our agencies just a little bit here. These are about half of our agency owners that run their own companies, run their own operation, right? I got a lot of guys that still need to upload their things there. Okay, but these are the agencies that make up the face of TKO Financial Network, right? These represent the carriers that you have access to. Now, here's one of the best parts about us. We're a non-captive operation. What that means is that you could represent every one of these companies through our platform, and you can represent any company that we don't represent outside of our platform. You can also represent any of these companies outside of our platform if you want. This is a non-captive, non-contractual operation. My job is to provide you so many stinking resources that although you can go somewhere else if you want to, you choose not to because it's just so good to be here, okay? Do me a favor, hit this button right here and follow us on YouTube. Okay, this is going to take you right to our YouTube channel. Boom, I want you to subscribe, like, ring the ding-a-ling, and make sure you get updates on all the videos because I put a lot of videos up on training, marketing, tools that you guys can use in order to run your business. Fair enough? Okay. This roll down here is only for agents. We're going to go through some of them, but not all of them today, just so you understand. Okay. If you're thinking about agency building, okay, you're thinking about, I want to build an agency. I've got a couple licensed agents I want to bring on board. I got a couple guys that are not licensed that I want to bring on board. To do that, you go right here to enroll an agent, right here. Now, when you do this, you're going to see it's going to take you to another screen. You click this link right here, enroll an agent, and boom, there it is. You're going to put your information here. Okay, I'm sorry, not your information, the associate's new information. The person that you're recruiting, put their information there, the language that they speak, their phone number, their email address. Who's the upline? You would be the direct upline. So you would click right here to other, put your first name, last name, your phone number, and then which VP team do you belong to? If you don't know who that is, reach out to the person that brought you on board and ask them, hey, which VP team do I belong to? Because every one of these names right here run their own independent agency. And they could be as far as west as Puerto Rico. They could be as far east as New York, as far south as Florida, as far north as, let me think here, Illinois, Washington. I mean, we've got guys, leaders across about 23 different states and continuously growing. If I happen to be your VP because you were recruited by one of my agents or directly me, you click right there. Okay. Then obviously their information. Now, you and only you know what level you were brought in. Okay. So for example, if you were a VP, you could bring people in at any level below where you're at. You can go field manager, senior associate, associate. If you were brought in as an associate, you can't go any lower than an associate, though you can only bring people in as an associate. But just so you know, you can only bring people in one level below where you're at. If you're going to bring somebody in at a level higher than you, you need to get authorization approval from me and your VP to be able to go ahead and do that. Okay. And then everything else down here is all self-explanatory information that we absolutely need. This form will go to our licensing team and contracting team, and they'll begin the process of helping that person get contracted. They'll be receiving the email that you receive with the welcome, so on and so forth. Okay, so there's that. That's one piece. That's one tool that you need, right? Our corporate overview. We host from time to time what's called a BOM, a business opportunity meeting. This is a group recruiting type of a meeting. That link right there is our guest list. I need to know, my team needs to know exactly how many people are invited to this event, because that helps me know how many people on my team, how many leaders on my team I should have available to help answer any questions. But that is done randomly. Right now, at this current moment, we're doing it on the first Tuesday and first Saturday of every month. And there's a section here where you're going to see our calendar and Zoom IDs and everything like that. But currently, that's what we're doing. Now, are we open to doing others? Of course we are. Of course we are. If you're a builder, is what I like to call you, right? You're the someone that likes to build agencies, and you want to get a quick jump start at building your agency, say, hey, Tony, listen, I just did your overview. I just did your orientation. I want to host my own business opportunity meeting. What day can we do it? And listen, we will run that day for you, exclusively for you. Let's kill it. Let's build your big agency and let's go run. But that's the invite link you do it to. Okay. If you're not licensed, you go right here to pre-licensing. Pre-licensing is going to be where you go to. Now with pre-licensing, I want you to know something. There's two programs that we're using. We're using Excel testing solution. We're using Exam One. Excel testing is for every state except for Illinois. Illinois uses ExamFX. Here's the instructions to get ExamFX set up. Here's the instructions to get Excel testing set up. And here's the discount code that you would use for Excel testing so that it's free. Now, here's my advice. If you're not licensed, schedule your state exam. Schedule your state exam. You didn't pay anything to come on board. We don't charge for enrollment. This is not an MLM. It's not one of those things. There's $0 accumulated for that, okay? You didn't pay anything for pre-licensing because this is free for you for 30 days as long as you're not in the state of Illinois. Schedule your state exam and put a deadline. If you don't put a deadline in, you're going to be very casual about your studies. But if you have a deadline, you will finish your studies within the time that your deadline you've given yourself. It shouldn't be any longer than 3 weeks from now, right? So like right now, I'm sitting at the 16th of the month. If I was a brand new agent, I'd be scheduling my test for the very first week of next month. Very first week of next month, and I have a deadline, and I'm going to hit it hard, and I'm going to go, right? Now, if you would like to participate in a group setting for a pre-licensing program with an actual instructor, we have this Coach Paul right here. Coach Paul will set up a virtual 2-Saturday, 5-hour session pre-licensing program. He also runs a continued education course. So if you're licensed and you need to do your CEs, reach out to Paul, get on his website, and you click that button, it'll take you to his website. Schedule a 30-minute meeting with him. He can guide you as to which CE program you should be signing up for. Phenomenal programs. Phenomenal programs. Okay, moving on. Licensing and contracting right here. If you're licensed already, you went through this already. You already went through that. You already went through, step 1, step 2, step 3. You filled out the direct deposits. If you needed an errors and omissions, you got it. It's right here. Here's the button with the instructions. If you needed an anti-money laundering, here's the instructions. It's all there ready for you to go. That's why you're watching this video, because you've already done all that. You've already done all of that. Where you can check for your writing numbers is right here. Now, here's what's great about writing numbers. Here, you're going to see the entire agency's writing numbers outside of probably, no, I'm lying. You're probably going to see about 50% of our writing agents' numbers there. All right. Why? Because some agencies run their own complete operation. Again, I'm a back office to them. And so they have their own systems in place, right? But if you're watching this video, you're not a part of one of those agencies. That's why you're here. But you can scroll through and see the agents, see their phone numbers. You've got carriers, right? Right here. You've got their writing numbers. You've got JIT, meaning they've done all the paperwork. They're ready to go to turn in if they find a piece of business, right? You've got NA, which means not available because maybe they're writing that company at a different FMO. Maybe they're choosing not to write that company for whatever reason. You've got waiting on advisor, which means that we've emailed them their contracting paperwork, but they haven't yet filled it out. So I want you to know, if you finish contracting, be on the lookout. You're going to get a bunch of emails, 7 to 8 different emails from different companies with contracting paperwork, where all you need to do is open it up, click, 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 sign electronically, takes 2 minutes, go. That'll take you from waiting on advisor to JIT, which is just in time. We've got all your paperwork. From there, you'll go into, once we begin contracting for that, you'll go into a pending status, which is what that looks like, meaning you're going through contracting, but you haven't fully finished. And then lastly, you'll get your writing number and you're good to go. That's what this section here is for, okay? Now, moving on. When you turn in business, no, you know what? Actually, I'm going to leave that for you for the next time. That's got to be another orientation. Let's go into the orientation for a brand new associate. You click right here to orientation. If you're a certified trainer, they probably showed this to you already. If you want to be a certified trainer, I would leverage this greatly for learning how to do orientations for new associates. So let's go through it real quickly. You might be asking yourself, what in the world does TKO stand for? TKO stands for the Kaizen organization. Kaizen is a Japanese word. It means consistent, never-ending growth, okay? These tabs right here kind of click along. Here's the carriers again for you to take a look at. How do we get paid? How on earth does the financial services industry get paid? So here's a good example of it, okay? We're going to base this on a company called Oxford. Oxford's a final expense company that we bring to the table. These are levels, whether you're an associate, a senior associate, a field manager, a VP, an SVP, chairman's counsel, or associate partner. Every one of these levels comes with a particular contract. That's what this number represents. 90, 100, 110, 120, 123, 125, 127. We're going to base this entire illustration on compensation based on one sale. And that one sale is an $84 a month insurance policy. multiplied by 12 months is $1,000 of what we call AP, annual premium. So if you're an associate and you sell it, you're going to get production income. Production income is 90% of 1,000. So you get a $900 commission. Pretty self-explanatory, not hard to understand. If you're a senior associate at 100%, you sell the same exact product, same annual premium, 100% of 1,000 is 100. A field manager at 110 gets 110% of 1,000, so they get an 1,100. Do you see how they get more income as their contract levels increase for the same product, same amount of work? You see what that means? That means you should be focusing on getting pay increases so that you get paid more money for the same amount of work that you do. This is production. These are from my financial advisors, my insurance agents, my sole producers not looking to recruit or build an agency. I made a six-figure income at a 50% contract for close to 5 years. Zero recruiting, zero leads. This is a $250,000 to $500,000 type of contract, guys. Not many carriers, not many FMOs and IMOs are going to offer you these types of contracts. Now, if you're a builder, you want profit sharing. You want to think like a broker. You want to think distribution. If you're a builder, you're saying, hey, I want to make sales, right? That's production, because I can't run a bakery without learning first how to bake bread. But I also want to run a distribution of agents. I want to recruit a team. Now, profit sharing means overrides. Overrides is the spread. The difference between what the agent who wrote the business is at versus where you're at. So for example, let's say you're a field manager. That's a 110. You bring on board a brand new agent, no experience. He comes in at a 90. What's the difference between 110 and 90? Right? So you take 110, subtract 90. That's a 20% difference. So if that 90% associate sells this product, he'll get 900. You as a field manager will get 200 because that's 20% of 1,000. You see that there? That's called an override. That means that if you were a VP and that same associate sold that same product, that same associate would get 900, but you as a VP would get 300. Now, here's the $1 million question. What is the legal amount of agents that you could have inside of your agency? You ready for that number? There is no number. It's an infinite number. Now imagine if you had 10 agents, all 10 of them sold this product, all 10 of them are associates, just for the sake of simplicity. That means all 10 of them make $900 a piece. If you're a field manager, that means you just made 200 times 10. You just made $2,000. And guess what? You don't have to even be in the meeting to receive that override. You get that automatically. The moment that product gets approved, the company that pays them pays you directly. How amazing is that? This is profit sharing. This to me became very, very important to me when I became a father. More importantly, when I became a single dad, because now I needed to make sure I generated income when I was with my children, and I couldn't be the kind of parent, I refused to be the kind of parent where I was working 80 hours a week and my kids were being raised by the babysitter. I didn't want that for them. I didn't want that for me. So I started understanding the concept of building an agency. Now, you don't want to just recruit anybody. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if you come from a model that pays you or promotes you based on recruiting, this is not the place that you want to be at. We don't focus on that. Yes, we build agencies and yes, we recruit, but there's zero promotions for just recruiting, which means you have the comfort now of knowing that you can go to the gas station and pump gas without feeling like you got to find somebody to compliment their shoes in order to prospect them and get their name and number in order to possibly bring them into a recruiting interview. You don't got to do that. You can now officially look to recruit quality individuals because of a couple of reasons. Number one, zero cost to enroll them, vested from day one, meaning it's their business from day one, high contracts that are more competitive in the industry than anything else, and fully independent where they can contract a couple here, a couple there, do whatever they want. I love bringing on board existing insurance agents, whether they're health insurance agents, Medicare agents, life insurance agents, and just offering them some added tools to their existing platform, knowing that they don't have to cancel their existing platform, at least not by us, okay? But back to it. This is your first level of income, production. Second level of income, profit share. Third level of income is passive. Passive means renewals. The clients that you write up every year, you're gonna get another commission over and over and over and over and over and over. The first year commission is the highest, that's this percentage. That's that 90 to 127.5 for Oxford. Right? There's other companies that have different percentages, higher, lower products, so on and so forth, right? but you'll get 4 to 6% every year thereafter. Okay. So maintaining your client's happiness, keeping them in the products you originally recommended to them is important, because you start to build residual income for the work you did on the prior years. That's about 4 to 6%. Can that turn into something substantial? Yes. I mean, look at this example here. 100 clients a year for 5 years in business is 500 clients. If you're making $60 in renewals for every client, 60 times 500 is a $30,000 annual income you're making for all the work you did in the years prior. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. So I want you to think to yourself, do I want to produce or do I want to build? If I were you, I would say to yourself, you know what? I want to try both out. I want to learn to produce, but I want to build an agency, and I want to leverage the certified field trainers, the expertise that's here to help me train that agency, because that agency will always be my agency. So why not? The next question you might have is, okay, Tony, well, listen, I'm an associate, or I'm a senior associate, or I'm a field manager, or I'm a VP. How do I get to the next level? Everything with getting to the next level in a sales-based organization is all performance. Performance. So let's talk about promotions. Here's our promotion guidelines. To get promoted, okay, you can either personally promote yourself up based on your personal numbers, or you can team promote yourself up based on team numbers. Now, your team could be you and one person, you and 100 people. At the end of the day, it's a combination of you and your agency, okay? Let's talk about personal first. If you're going to go from associate to senior associate, you've got to do 10,000 of IP. IP stands for issue placed business. That's business that you submitted, got approved by the underwriter, the client accepted it, it's fully enforced, they've already made their payment, it's issue placed business. You got to do 10,000 2 months in a row. Don't forget that, 2 months in a row, okay? Now, let me give you some details to promotions based on a month-to-month basis. Our end of month will always be the last Thursday of a month. If you're asking yourself why, I'll tell you why. As a single parent that I was at one point, I value my weekends with my children, especially if it's my weekend. If it's not my weekend and they're with their mother, I want to be busting my butt and working and, doing what I need to do. But on a weekend that I have them, I don't want to be focused on the work. And I don't want my agents to feel like I'm not caring about them because I'm taking care of my children. So by doing a closeout on the last Thursday of every month, that means that there will never be a closeout that lands on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So the last Thursday. Now, what happens with the remaining days? That just drips into the next month's numbers. Okay, but it all balances itself out. So all of these numbers here, whether it's 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, 60,000, it's got to be issue placed. It's 2 months in a row. So it's 10,000 2 months in a row, 20,000 2 months in a row, 40,000, right? Can you skip levels? Of course you can. You start off an associate and you do 40,000 2 months in a row. Boom, you're going. Now, here's another catch, okay? 70% of your business, you need to have what's called a 70% persistency, which means 70% of your business stays on the books. You can't just turn in business, get it issued, and then have it charged back. 70% of the business stays on the books within a 12-month rolling period in order for you to get that, okay? If you just started and you're still within 12 months or you're 5 months in, then we're only going to measure it based on how much, based on where, your time frame that you started, okay? This is personal numbers. What does that mean? You don't have to recruit your way to a promotion. You can produce your way to a promotion, right? Now, if you're a builder, you got to do it based on team numbers, right? So to go from associate to senior associate is 25,000 issue placed 2 months in a row. To field manager is 100,000 issue placed 2 months in a row. To VP is 150,000, SVP is 200,000, chairman's council is 500,000, associate partners 750,000, 2 months in a row. Now you might be saying those numbers are ridiculous. Listen, when you don't have to charge an enrollment to bring someone on board, when they don't have to pay for their pre-licensing program, and when their contracts are higher than they've ever been before, and then on top of that, you've got the CRM system that we have and the lead generation system that we have, these numbers are not impossible. These numbers are hands down 100% doable. An associate partner contract is almost like having an FMO's type of a contract. To be an associate partner, you have to be thinking an agency of 500 plus type guys. I mean, you're thinking about absolute killers in your organization. You're making $500,000 a year at this type of a level, okay? So those types of numbers are expected for organizations like that, okay? Now, couple rules about team building. These promotions all follow what's called the 50% rule. What that means is this. one person and their team, the most that team and that person can count towards your promotion is 50% of your number. So let's just say hypothetically, you're going after this one right here, 200,000, 2 months in a row. And you have 5 people that you've personally recruited, and those 5 have recruited people in their team. So you're 5 wide and however many deep. One of those 5 can only do 100,000 of this $200,000 number. The other 100,000 has to come from a mix of the rest of the people. That's called the 50% rule. That's pretty standard in the industry. And that's done so that people don't get lazy and then get promoted based on the hard work of other individuals in their downline. You've got to get 50% of it is the most that can come from one leg, and then the rest of it has to come from everyone else. How I look at it, if I'm you, I'm saying, you know what? I'm going to personally do 100,000 myself. I'll let the team do the other 100,000 because my 100 and their 100 is the 200,000 that I need. That 50% rule applies to every one of these across the board, just so you know. Okay? But hopefully this explains compensation to you in a way that you understand. Guys, I'm 37 years of age. Okay? I have 0 formal financial education. I don't come from a good neighborhood. My dad doesn't have a high school degree. My mom immigrated to this country. My parents didn't speak the language. There's nothing about me that says I should succeed and win other than the fact that I'm coachable. I'm hungry to succeed, and I'm willing to learn, and I'm willing to work my tail off. That's the one thing you can never do is stop me from hustling. You can't beat somebody who's unwilling to not. You can't beat somebody who's unwilling to lay down. If you're willing to get back up and keep going, you can win. I say this to you because this industry has paid me, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in 1 month. This industry has paid me multiple 6 figures. This industry has paid me while I've taken vacations across the country to many different places. This industry has given me the financial independence and freedom that I've needed, that my family needed for me to live the kind of life that I want to live. And I'm not even one of the killers in this industry. I'm just one of the guys that's presenting this opportunity to you. And my job is to get you to the level where you do want to get to. There's going to be millionaires that come out of this operation, this organization. It may not even be myself personally who does it first. But the idea here is to present you with that opportunity. And this comp plan gives you that opportunity. You have an infinite amount of people that you can bring on board to your organization. And there are 360 million people in the United States. Trust me when I tell you, there are people that are just as hungry as you are to succeed. You just got to go out there and find it. And there's plenty of clientele that are looking for our services. This is comps. Okay. Now, let's keep going. How can you, now let's talk about sales, right? How are you going to find your sales? You can do one of 2 ways. First way is you put together a list of your, 25, 30, 40 people that right? That you want to present, not the opportunity of recruiting, but you want to present the products and services, right? And you might be saying, Tony, does that mean I got to bother my friends and family? No. If you don't want to, because maybe, you're in what I like to call the NFL league, the no friends left league. Okay. You've got no choice but to go into leads. Maybe that's where you're comfortable at. That's okay. If you're ready to work in your market or you have no market, you need to build a market. Either case, we have a training platform for you. If you have a market, take some time today, put together a list of everyone, names and numbers that you want to protect. Here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to do a bait and switch with them. I'm not here to, tell them that we're going to be doing a practice appointment. No, we're going to tell them very directly. I have very good scripts that we can use about scheduling meetings with them where we're letting them know, hey, listen, this is a family member of yours. My name is Tony Martinez. We both have an insurance license. I've been working in this industry 15, 16 years. They've been working in this industry for a year, 2 years, however long you've been working it. But we'd like to sit down and chat with you about some of the products and services that we're offering. If you're okay with that, great. We love it. If you're not okay with that, it's completely fine. I just want you to know you have a family member in the industry that would love to help you. And if they say yes, they say yes. And if they say no, we keep on. Now, if you're going to get into lead game, we have leads. I'm going to tell you the 2 types of leads we have. We have real-time leads and we have aged leads. Okay. Leads are to build a relationship with a new market and go find ways to stay in that market. 1 lead turns to 5 referrals. 5 referrals turns to 25 more referrals. Leads work as long as you work the leads. I have a saying for you. You're paid for the leads. You deserve to have that lead. You paid for the lead. You deserve to have that lead tell you no or yes before you count yourself out. Sometimes a smile changes a no over text or phone call into a pleasant yes face to face. What I mean by that, here's what I mean by that. I don't want you to say you're going to get into the lead game. You buy 200, 300 leads, and all of a sudden you're upset because those leads aren't responding to you. Those leads aren't showing interest, but yet you've only called them one time. Leads work as long as you work them. I'm going to tell you that right now. Leads work as long as you work them. My killers spend 2 days every single week doing nothing more than calling leads. They're making 500-600 calls with an auto dialer system that we have that lets them do speed calls, because they recognize that they're going to have to call a lot of people to schedule 30 meetings, to keep only 10 of them, to close on 5 of them. But those 5 every single week that they're closing on is paying them 15, 20 grand a month. And they know that. And they know that. And they understand if they spend $1,000 a week on leads, that's $4,000 a month. But if they're making 20 grand, they're making a $16,000 net profit. Is it worth it? Yes. Leads work as long as you work them. Let's talk about the type of leads that we have. We have real-time leads, meaning they come in real time. The person filled out the marketing questionnaire right then and there, and you got their information right then and there. What are the pros? Well, number 1, it's real time. Number 2, they're exclusive to you for 30 days. Number 3, they're county specific, so they're going to be within the 3 counties that you select. Number 4, you can pick mortgage protection leads or final expense leads, whichever one you want to sell. Mortgage protection are the younger crowd, final expense are the older crowd. And if you don't know the difference between them, you will know it by the time you sit in on some of our trainings. What's the con? It costs $20 per lead. That's the con. It costs $20 per lead. So you spend $200, you're going to get 10 leads. They're higher caliber, higher quality leads, but they're a little bit more costly. Then we have what's called age leads. Age leads are exactly that. They're older leads. They're between 31 and 85 days old. What are the pros? They're only $2 each. And you can pick whether mortgage protection or final expense. But what's the con? You can't get county specific, but you can get state specific. So if you live in Florida, you're going to get leads from anywhere in Florida. If you live in Texas, anywhere in Texas. Cali, anywhere in Cali. So some leads you get might be 4 or 5 hours worth of a drive. So my advice is you purchase mortgage protection leads whenever you do age leads, because the younger market understands Zoom meetings. For the last 3 years, I've ran my entire practice virtual. I built an entire FMO virtual. Look at how we're talking right now. You're watching a screen. Virtual. I do 99.9% of all my sales virtual. So don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of that piece. Okay. Now, what is the ideal situation? I'm going to tell you. Have a weekly budget. Commit to that weekly budget for at least 90 days. Block off Mondays and Thursdays for nothing more than phone calls. And when you buy leads on a weekly basis, buy a combo of age leads and real-time leads. Nothing wrong with getting 10 real-time leads every week and getting 100 to 150 age leads as well every single week. Why? I'll tell you why. We have a CRM system. Let me click right here. We have a CRM system called Jarvis. If you guys watched the movie Iron Man, this took us a good 6-7 months to build. It took us thousands and thousands of dollars with developers up in Silicon Valley to create this. This is like a virtual assistant on steroids to you guys. Jarvis is a CRM system where you can upload all of your leads. And the moment you upload all of your leads, you're going to get a couple things. Number one, you're going to get 12 weeks of text messages, voicemails, and emails from Jarvis to your leads at the same time, which means you upload 100 leads, 100 of them get text messages, voicemails, and emails for 12 straight weeks. You upload 500 leads, text messages, voicemails, and emails for 12 straight weeks. You're going to get a voice over IP phone number affiliated with your account. So when the lead responds, you yourself are going to see that the person responded to Jarvis. Jarvis then text messages you and lets you know, says, hey, Steve, listen, this guy so-and-so, he replied to our message. You got about 20 minutes to log in and take a look at what he said and, reply yourself. Or guess what? Me as Jarvis, I'm going to reply for you. Okay. And Jarvis has the algorithms to respond according to how people are responding. You know why I like it? I look at it like smoking out your leads, right? You're filtering them out. The people who are not interested will reply back quickly. They're not interested. Those might be people that are worth just a drop by, a knock on their door, because a no via text message changes to a yes face-to-face if you bring the right smile, right? But the people who are interested will respond back and say, hey, I am interested. So now which one are you going to engage with first? The ones who said no, the ones who didn't answer, the ones that said yes? The ones that said yes. So it smokes out the people who are interested. That's the reality. That's what Jarvis does for 12 weeks. Jarvis also has a speed dialer in it, because that's the one thing Jarvis won't do. It's not going to make phone calls for you. It'll leave voicemails after every call you do. It'll leave emails. It'll leave text messages. No problem. It'll give you a pipeline so you know where everybody is and what stage of the sales cycle. It'll send a link to your prospect with access to your calendar so they can schedule a 15-minute phone call with you. I mean, it's phenomenal, but it won't do calls for you. However, it will do speed dials for you. It'll let you upload 40, 50, 60, 100 numbers at once and do a rapid session of calls back to back to back to back, automatically saving you the trouble of grabbing this old school phone and dialing, hang up, or dialing, leave a voicemail, and then hang up. That takes a lot of time. You can knock out 50, 60 calls in 30 minutes with our speed dialer. Jarvis is so stinking cost effective. It's about $50 a month for non-VPs and $75 a month for VPs and above. Month-to-month contract, except your first payment requires a first and a last. If that's something that you wish to have, I'll tell you right now, inside of the website, you'll see Jarvis right there. You'll see Jarvis right there. And you'll be able to enroll into Jarvis without a problem going to the website. Everything is right there for you. So hopefully that kind of gives you some insight on why I say you should be buying 10 real-time leads and $150 to $200 worth of age leads. Pop the age leads into that 12-week cycle and focus your attention on calling the real-time leads and let Jarvis weed out the age leads for you, okay? Now, our schedule. Let's go into our schedule for a quick moment. Actually, before we go into the schedule, I want to go into one last piece here before I get out of here, and this is the new associate checklist. This right here, I encourage you, you should be able to find this in our documents and resources tab, okay, as a PDF. This is your checklist. For my structured people, print it out, that's your checklist. And you're going to go through and make sure you accomplish these, because this is what it's going to take to get you off to a fast start, okay? 1, get on the team chat, Voxer, you're probably already on. 2, if you're not licensed, get the pre-licensing course and schedule your state test together. If you are licensed, finish contracting, which is why you're watching this video now. 3, understand that there is a location to get access to our team schedule, which that's what we're going to go for afterwards, and that's tkoschedule.com with a password. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, orientation part 1, which is exactly what we're doing right now. We're killing this list. 7, schedule a financial needs analysis, otherwise known as an F&A. Have one of our certified trainers sit with you and actually do a client meeting on you. Actually get a chance you to sit in the client chair and feel what the clients are going to feel. It's very important that you get a chance to feel what the clients are going to feel, but it's also very important you get a chance to take a look at what our products do, not just for your clients, but for you. If you have insurance, bring it with you. Let's compare and contrast. If we find you something better, logic says you should do it. If we don't find you something better, logic says you walk away with the peace of mind of knowing you've got the right things in place. And if you don't have coverage, I'm going to tell you right now, get something in place, please. From a marketing standpoint, you can't sell shoes barefooted. From a relationship standpoint, we're going to build a relationship. The last thing I want is any of my guys to build a relationship with someone that doesn't have coverage. Something happens to them, and now we have to walk around with our heads held down like hypocrites because we didn't protect our own. Get something in place. Have a financial analysis done, an F&A. Put together your top 10 list if you're going to work your warm market, or get ready to buy your first batch of leads if you're going to be getting into new markets. Then schedule an orientation part 2. Orientation part 2, I might do a video, but it should be more face-to-face. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it. I might do a video and face-to-face. But orientation part 2 is where I teach you how to run quotes and actually submit business. And the last, sit in and attend the next upcoming Closers College. Closers College is a clinic. It runs on a Saturday, typically from 9:45 Eastern time until 5 p.m. Eastern time. And it's an all-day virtual event. Once a quarter, I go to a particular state and we do it live, face-to-face. And if you're not in the state, you can still Zoom in, no problem. But attend those clinics, because that clinic is not rah-rah. That's not motivate, little substance. No, that's a lot of substance, little motivation, okay? That's clinics, that's workshops, that's underwriting, that's illustration design, that's objection handling, that's role-playing, that's scripts, that's everything you need to get yourself ready to go out to the field. Get yourself ready to go out to the field, okay? Typically, you'll know what the 3-month advance schedule is, so you can block it off on your calendar without a problem. If you don't, if you're watching this video and it's past these dates right here, right now, then just reach out to the person that recruited you and ask them, hey, when's the next Closers College? Now, I'm sure they'll gladly get you linked up with that, okay? But this checklist is now your first page of the Bible when it comes to learning this business. Knock out this list as fast as you stinking well can. Now, let me get back to it over here on this website. Comp grid, you want to take a look at compensation? Here it is. Not difficult. Click right here. What you're going to see is this. You're going to see a lot of numbers. Okay, these are the levels. So let's just say hypothetically, you're a VP. You highlight VP, and what this is showing you is what percentage you get paid for every company for every product. So for example, Americo, for these products, pay you at these numbers right here. Right? Transamerica right here. Aetna pays you at 115 right there. Mutual Trust 95 right there. Mutual of Omaha, look, a lot of different products, a lot of different percentages. So I don't want you to think, oh, I'm supposed to be a 120, so I should get 120 for everything, or I'm supposed to be a 90, I should get a 90 for everything. No, it doesn't work that way. Every company offers you a certain contract. You figure out where you are based on your title. You figure out where you are based on your title. So VPs, here's your numbers. Boom, 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 boom. Right? You can see Gerber, you can see SBLI, you can see Great Western, Protective, Oxford, Foresters. You can take a look and see what it is. If you see these right here, for example, that have a little slash, what that means is that you're going to get 85% up front. You're going to get the other 12% as a bonus directly from me the very next month, on the around the 15th to the 20th of the month. That's what that essentially means when you see these numbers. So technically, this product, which happens to be a GUL or an IUL or a term policy, here's a 5% bonus, 12% bonus, 12% bonus. This product is a 97% contract. You think about it, because you're getting 85 now, 12% about a month later, right? And so on and so forth. Our annuity platform is over here to the right. And then you see these tabs over here. So New York products pay out differently. E-commerce, Medicare, health insurance, credit repair. You can take a look at the comps based on the levels. It's all there for you to look at, okay? Now, let me give you that last little bit of foundation. Okay? There's promotion guidelines, which we went over, but this one right here, TKO schedule. This one's huge. My job is to give you tools and not to become your tool, right? So TKO schedule, there's a password here, Kaizen 2020. When you click this right here, and you click agent login, you type in the password, Kaizen 2020. You see success, you're in. What you're going to see over here to the left is access to my calendar. Maybe in the future, you might see other buttons for other VPs, other agency owners, maybe even Sandra, who runs the licensing department, so on and so forth. But right now, you're seeing my calendar. You want to get on my calendar, there it is. Click that button. You can get access to a 15-minute meeting, a 30-minute meeting, an hour-long meeting with me. You'll see all my availability. This one to the right is our weekly schedule. It's our team schedule. If you click that, you're going to see our weekly schedule. And what do we have? I'll tell you what we have. We have a full-timers meeting every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Feel free to hop on, but this is an analytical meeting. You got to be willing to post your numbers for this meeting. We do a general training, right? Out of everything I'm going to talk about, general training are the two most important out of everything I talk about. Monday nights at 9 p.m., Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern time, so adjust the schedule accordingly. Now, when you hover over it, you'll see that there's a Zoom ID already there for you. If you click it, it'll open up and there's the Zoom ID. You now no longer have to ever ask, what's the Zoom ID for the meeting? There's the Zoom ID. Remember the schedule. Block it off. Make it a regular routine thing on your calendar. Tell your family about it so that they don't bother you during that time. Monday nights at 9 p.m., Saturdays in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. There's other classes we run, like an underwriting class after general training, right? We run a Wednesday night, 9 p.m. credit repair class ran by Natalia Lopez. We run a Jarvis class if you want to learn more about that CRM on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Use Voxer to communicate whether you're going to go or you're not going to go. You know, if there's an audible training, a last minute training, we'll typically post the Zoom ID there, but for the most part, you're going to see everything here. If there is one thing I want you to block off right now on your calendar, is Monday nights at 9, Saturdays at 10 a.m. And then obviously the next closers, colleges, block that time off and make yourself available. But now you have the links that you need in order to run your business and be effectively trained. Everything else that's here, guys, you'll learn it as we go. I promise you, you will learn everything as we go. Some of it I encourage you to browse through. Like you want to take a look at our territories, you want to look at marketing, you want to look at scripts, you want to look at documents and resources, you want to learn about e-commerce, our credit repair program. It's all there for you to go. But for right now, all I'm doing is giving you this tool because I want to make sure this tool, this information that I just gave you, gives you 100% that foundation that you need as a brand new associate to get the ground running. So where you should be right now is as follows. You should look at that new associate checklist and say, I need to finish that list. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, out of that list, the most important things I'm going to tell you based on where you should be right now. If you're watching this video at the right time, you've done contracting, you're on Voxer and everything like that. It's, hey, Tony, I need to schedule my financial needs analysis. Let's knock that out. I need to schedule my first batch of leads. I need to make sure that I get Jarvis set up because once I get those leads and once I get Jarvis, I want to schedule a phone zone with you, Tony, or a phone zone with a certified trainer or a VP, because I want to schedule meetings out on the field and turn my contracts into commissions. The best type of training that you can get, this was called TIA, training in action. Come to Monday night and Saturday morning training, definitely, but be willing to buy leads or be willing to put together your own top 25 and then go out with a certified field trainer because the certified field trainer is going to give you something he can never or she can never take back. You know what that is? Proprietary information right here. Knowledge. I'm going to give you the skill sets that you need. The people who taught me years ago. Whether I have a good relationship with them or a bad relationship with them, they can never take back what they taught me. And what they taught me how to do is how to make multiple six figures. And what I'm going to teach you how to do is how to make multiple six figures. But you got to allow the certified trainers to train you out on the field and teach you the ropes of what it is out there. In the world of entrepreneurship, you are unemployed every minute of the day. You're not presenting your product to somebody. So let's do us both a favor. Let's either put together the top 25, let's buy that first batch of leads, and let's start presenting our products to as many people as we can, knowing that a lot will say no, few will say yes, but the few that say yes will pay you more than most people in America. I mean, I'm just being very honest. Top 5% of America make over a six-figure income. Top 5% of America make over a six-figure income. And the people that make over a six-figure income, over 90% of them are business owners. You have an opportunity to build an agency as long as you're willing to use that license, get out to the field and work. You have your foundation. You have been officially oriented. Get on that Voxer, like I said. Tag me, Tony. I saw the video. I saw orientation. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up. Let's knock out that FNA. Let's knock out that first batch of leads. Let's knock out that Jarvis. Let's get to the field and turn your contracts into commissions. Have a good one. Be blessed. Be safe. Let's get you to that six figure and let's prove whoever we need to prove wrong. And let's fight for whoever we want to show what you're worth and what your lifestyle is that you should be fighting for, what that lifestyle is, whether it's your family, your friends, your kids, your dog, I don't care who it is. Let's show them the best version of you. Be blessed. Have a good one. Bye-bye.